Hello, I'm Michaela Benio, and this is the ethics presentation for Team 40. The background of this case is that Tom is appointed as the new department manager of a large process chemical unit. His responsibilities include managing the project staff, maintaining safety of the plant, designing the plant, and eventually starting it up. Tom has prior experience suggesting a new type of valve. He in the past suggested these valves because they were safer and they resulted in easier shut-off. These valves are also much cheaper, and Tom convinced a project manager to use these new valves as they also improve safety. In this scenario, Tom recommends the newer valves for safety reasons. They are cheaper and they have better shut-off than the gate valves. After the valves are purchased, the salesman offers Tom a trip to South America. Tom had no direct purchasing responsibilities, but influenced the valve selection choice because of safety. Scenario C1. In this scenario, Tom is still in charge of designing the chemical plant. The man offers amenities to Tom in exchange for specifying his company's valve. However, the valve is less safe and more expensive, but Tom ends up choosing it because of the salesman's amenities offered. Afterward, the salesman rewards Tom to a fishing trip to South America. This is a clear case of bribery, as Tom's decision was influenced by gift giving. Scenario C10. Tom is still the manager in charge of designing the plant. After valves are specified and chosen, a salesman then rewards Tom with a small plastic pen worth about $5. The pen is a harmless gift that has no influence in decision making and does not influence Tom's actions with choosing the valves. In scenario C2, Tom is in charge of designing the plant unit. A salesman that approaches Tom and offers amenities if Tom chooses his company's valves. These valves are more expensive and less safe, but Tom, influenced by the amenities offer, chooses the company's valves. This is a clear instance of bribery, as the gift offer was made before the decision and as a result influenced Tom's choice. In scenario C9, Tom has already made the decision and the valves have been purchased. Afterwards, a salesman gives Tom a small token. This harmless token is a pen or a similar minor item that does not influence Tom's decision making and as a result is morally acceptable. Key differences. In cases C1 and C10, the fishing trip is offered after the transaction, but Tom had influence in the decision making. Case C1 involves an opportunity to directly influence a decision, as the gift is directly tied to Tom's choice. In case C10, a small gift is given after the fact with no direct influence on Tom's decisions. Case C2 is similar to C1, but Tom is directly influenced prior to making his decision. In case C9, a minor gift is given and not intended to influence any decision. Case CX does not violate NSPE or ASME codes. Tom's decision was made before any gifts were offered. His recommendation was based on safety, not personal gain. However, there is potential concern in that the appearance of a conflict of interest or undue influence might arise from accepting the gift. Case C1 violates NSPE and ASME codes, as Tom selects the more expensive, less safe valve as a result of the bribe. This violates NSPE code, holding paramount the safety, health, and welfare of the public. ASME Fundamental Canon 4 is violated, which states that engineers shall act in professional matters for employers or clients as faithful agents or trustees. C10 does not violate either NSPE or ASME codes, as the gift was given after the fact and does not influence at all Tom's decision. Case C2 violates NSPE and ASME codes, as Tom is influenced before making a decision by amenities that were offered prior. Cases C1 and C2 are paradigm cases because they clearly violate the NSPE and ASME codes of ethics with bribery, conflict of interest, and lack of integrity. Cases CX and C10 do not violate the codes, but CX is problematic as it may raise concerns to conflict of interest or bias. Case C9 is a paradigm case and ethically permissible, but should be approached cautiously to avoid the appearance of bias. Our team's decision for the core case CX was that Tom should decline the trip to preserve integrity. Perception matters even when there is no intent to deceive. Tom could also report the offer to his employer for greater transparency. Though no codes are violated, it is best to maintain a persona that goes against bias. Through our ethics discussion, we were able to restate that ethics is a group's established established guidelines for right and wrong behaviors, while morals are personal beliefs about what is right and wrong. Questions arose about the court case, Case CX. We came to the conclusion that Tom should avoid accepting the fishing trip in order to avoid even the appearance of a conflict of interest or undue influence. While Tom made the decision for the valve with safety in mind, accepting the gift could begin to create an air of bias. All in all, in Section 2.1 of the NESB Code of Ethics, engineers are to avoid any decisions that could cloud their professional judgment with external gifts or rewards. Thank you for watching Teams 40's ethics presentation.